Hello people of the internet, it's Amanda. It's April 18 today, which means it's my third Tiara anniversary. Now, it's been 3 years since I've been dragged back into Johnny's. And I never really thought that I would be back here in the first place again. But I've mentioned this in previous videos before. I was into this entire thing back when I was a preteen. Like I couldn't remember my exact age, but I think the peak of me being a fangirl was around 14, 15 years old. I dragged one of my best friends into this entire thing. I dragged her back again this year, so I guess congratulations to me. But the thing is, I've talked about this. I've had an interval where I thought I was leaving this entire thing for good. Like I was just casually going back to dramas and movies and then looping back into like the music or the artists that I was into way back when. So no intentions of really discovering anyone or anything new other than, you know, what I allow myself to be involved in. It's just that the fateful day of April 18, I was so tired from work, scrolling through Facebook, talked about this a million times before, but just to insert it here because, again, talking about the anniversary, scrolling through Facebook, found the clip about HanaHare, and for some reason at 7:24 p.m., during Haruto's face reveal, I took a screenshot. And every single time he's being shown on screen, I kept on taking screenshots for some reason. I was looking at my cloud a couple of years back, and that's why I discovered that April 18 was that pivotal moment for me, was because the receipts were right there. There was no escaping, I guess. And that was also the first moment that I heard Cinderella Girl and thought that was a pretty interesting song. And that's when I started Googling the entire thing, and I fell in love with HanaHare as soon as the first episode ended. And it's because, you know, Hana Yori Dango is definitely one of my most favorite dramas of all time. And maybe it's the nostalgia, I don't know, but it had its own appeal to me that made me interested in the entire thing in the first place. And then obviously Googled Hirano show. That happened. It didn't help that our trip that year coincidentally landed on the exact week that Kinpuri debuted. So everything just sort of like fell into place. I remember, since I already know about them, their Anan ads were everywhere. I kept on taking photos of it, which again, I had receipts obviously because of my phone's cloud. I kept on taking photos of the ads, telling myself that, you know, I was just checking them out casually. That ended up with me buying one version of their singles that, you know, I just basically grabbed and went, and also bought their first An cover issue. Still don't know why I kept telling myself that, you know, I wouldn't spiral back into this when I did those things in the first place back then. But yeah. We're everywhere during that time. So I don't know, it was really more of like things falling into place eventually. And by the time that, you know, that December 2018 happened, I was already into it way too deep. So I guess that's that. Yeah, but for today's video, so I figured I wanted to show you my current collection so far. What's interesting about this is there are some singles that I haven't completed or anything like that. Still not sure whether or not I'm going to complete it, but I don't know. I just want to celebrate it because I haven't really looked at my collection in its entirety, and I'm going to be doing that in today's video. So pretty excited. Yeah, so I don't know, I hope that you enjoy this little peek into my collection, and let's just get to it. And earlier, so I have Cinderella Girl. Now this is the only version that I got back in 2018. I actually didn't know why. I was just, I don't know, like I found some alone time. I was searching for something else, walked into a store, saw this, figured, you know what, kind of interesting. I didn't even look at it, so I didn't really like this. This is the B version. Didn't even have the copy of the PV. It had the copy of the making. Obviously, like what you would want to gravitate towards would be the PV, and then the single, I don't know, but I just grabbed this version. Luckily enough, a couple of months ago, I chanced upon, you know, someone selling their copies, and so I completed my Cinderella Girl versions already. So there's that. And then after that, I think around late 2018, early 2019, my focus was really more on like saving up for travel. And that's why for that like interval, like for example, for Memorial, Kimi wo Materu, and Koi-wazurai, I only have like one version of each of the singles. But I still, as much as possible, tried to like get at least one of them. So that's why these three, I'm still not sure whether or not I'm going to get other versions. But yeah, I'm just so happy that even with that, I was able to like get versions of each. By the time Maisie Night happened, I got two versions. Didn't get the regular version. Couldn't exactly remember why. I remember I was only going to get the A version, but because of Ima Kimi ni, ended up getting the second, like the B version as well. But even if, you know, I have the other singles incomplete, I made sure that when their first album came out, I was able to like get all versions. I remember getting this one a bit late for some reason, because again, you know, saving up, stuff like that. But I made sure that I was going to get all versions of their first album. So have that here. And then it wasn't until Land. I think that was I think that was also the reason why by the time that Land happened, that's when I started making unboxing videos. It's because Land was the first one that I was able to complete in one go. That's my current single / album collection so far. So again, still have some singles that I don't have all the versions for. Yeah, I wouldn't drag this too much to talk about, you know, the other singles that I've done particular unboxings for, but you can just find them on my playlist down in the description below. And souvenirs that I have. So this one I've mentioned in videos so many times. I looked for this because they own most of the family marts around the time that they were promoting HanaHare only had Sugisaki Hana's clear file. But I was looking for the Eitoku Gakuen one because obviously, again, Hana Yoridango fan as well. So yeah, I bought the Calpo strawberry chocolate version thing then for this one. I got this in Yokohama. I remember like really going into almost all of the family marts that I went to. We were going back and forth in Kanto, Kansai around that time. So I'm not sure if this is counted, but I guess it's because I bought it because of HanaHare. So that's why I'm included in this video. But yeah, so there's that. Also this one, I've talked about this multiple times. I absolutely find this really funny that I bought this like glass and plate set from their 2019 collab with 7-Eleven. I don't know, that's still very, very much amusing to me. On to other things. So this one's, I don't want to pull it out from the tube, but these are basically like the posters that are with the Cinderella Girl versions. So yeah, also featured this in some of my older videos. This one is the playing cards that they also did for their collaboration with 7-Eleven in 2019. So grab this. Funny, I was sort of like kind of shy, like sliding it into the cashier when I was buying it, but yeah. Now this one also, so this one I also bought secondhand. This was the Tiara bracelet that they have for the 2018 concert tour goods. So here, so look at it. So nice, so pretty. Posters. So we have the one from Land, the one from I Promise. Oh, I also bought this recently. This was Shaw's match clear file. So far I have all three pen lights with me. So this one doesn't have a battery. But yeah, just tie the red ribbon right here. But this one I bought secondhand. This one I just acquired recently. And again, it's really one of those things where 2018, 2019 was kind of like the thing where, am I going to buy this? Not really. But I also do love, this is my favorite pen light version so far. And I really, really wanted to get it. And I was only able to like get it recently. But I know I'm just so in love with this design. And then also like the land one. So yeah, more posters. So this one from the first album, I think. And then this one from Mazy Night. And until lately that I was buying Uchiwas, but so that's why I only have these. Don't know if I'm gonna buy anymore because obviously like they're so big, so hard to like keep. I've talked about this before. I don't really buy physical magazines that much unless number one, I'm in Japan. Number two, it's a very special cover or anything like that, or I don't know. But yeah, I mean, unless there's a digital version, usually I'd go for that. It's because sometimes, you know, shipping is a lot more expensive than the actual magazine itself. So I'm really particular about the issues that I buy. But yeah, so this was the one that I was talking about. So I bought this. Funny, I completely forgot about buying this during that exact same week of, you know, when they debuted, because I kept on like touching it whenever I see it in stores. I kept on like touching it to the point that I completely forgot that I bought it. Like in my head, it was merely just me, you know, checking it out. But I don't know what happened. I completely forgot about, you know, buying this during the actual trip itself, that I ended up buying another copy when I got home. It was definitely one of those moments where I don't know what happened. I just forgot. And then, so there's that. So, but yeah, I mean, it's a very, very interesting, it's definitely one of those copies where it's very important because it's their first ever An cover. And it's during their debut week. So I don't know, I'm just pretty happy, I guess, about this mistake. So yeah. Now eventually, so I also got a Myojo copy of back when they were juniors. This was in 2015, so they're still Mr. King versus Mr. Prince back then. And then I also got like their other An cover right here. I got, obviously I have shows An covers here as well as this one. Now this one I had no intentions of buying, but I was just so intrigued by the fact that they had to reprint it at least like 4 times or something like that. And they literally had to like post, I mean, I saw some posts on Twitter where some bookstores had to say that you can only buy 1 copy because of how much it's selling out. So yeah, so obviously I had to like get a copy as well. So there's that. But not the least are shop photos. Now I don't really have like what, you know, with other people being so organized about it. I keep it in a nice box. But for me, like, I never really had any intentions of buying shop photos in the first place. It's just that recently a friend asked me if I wanted to help her out with this new forwarding service that she's trying out. And yeah, so I ended up like getting shop photos, just a few. And when I say a few, I mean, you know, just a few. But I don't know, it's just quite interesting, you know. I got some displayed on my table, and then like these types of photos. So yeah, so I don't know, but basically I think that's my current collection so far. Like for this particular collection thing, I think what I want to show is that everyone has their pace in terms of, fan. Just because you don't have like these things as well, like it doesn't necessarily like negate your efforts as a fan. I think that's what I want to say, because I also had times where I wasn't able to like show support as timely as I can, but I mean, we all have ways into being fans, into showing our support. Doesn't necessarily have to be like this. It's just that for me, now I have the means to do so, but everyone has their own pace and their own method as to how they are as fans. And I think, like, for me, one thing that I learned about this entire thing, like looking back into my collection and everything, this didn't just happen. Some of these things, I really had to like save up for or anything like that. So it's really more of like understanding your own pace before getting into these types of things and enjoying things as they are, and basically that, like, I think that's what I want to say, or I'm not sure if that made sense, but anyways, but yeah, I mean, so far, like, I'm really, really happy as to where I'm at right now, both as a fan, with the community that I met through this, and I'm looking forward to more. I'm not sure, if how long I'm going to be in here again, or if I'm going to encounter an interval or end up in a hiatus again, this entire thing. But at my current pace, this current phase right now that I'm currently in, I'm enjoying everything, and I'm really happy at where I'm at. I'm really happy sharing this to fellow fans as well, and I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's just something that I felt like worth celebrating, and I hope that you enjoyed this like mini collection reveal, I guess. So yeah, so if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Tell me down in the comments below, like, are you also a fan of King and Prince? What other groups do you stan? Anything like that? What's your favorite thing in your current collection? Or what are the things that you're planning to collect once you're able to? I'm really looking forward to hearing that. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. And I hope to see you again soon in a new one.